Hi, this video is about how long does it take to rank in Google. I get asked this question a lot, and it's important. It's an important question because you're investing time and money and energy into a project, into growing your business, and so you want to have some expectations coming back. At the same time, there's not really a simple answer. There's so many different variables at play that just saying 6 months, every objective is 6 months. That just doesn't make any sense. And anybody who gives you like a flat answer really doesn't know a whole lot about SEO or is ignoring there's just so many different variables here. And hopefully in this video I can show you all those variables so you can come up with a better idea of what range you're looking at. And also there can be, it depends on like what your target is, and I'm going to talk about that. Just to give a really quick example, how long does it take to rank for your brand name? If you have a unique brand name, it shouldn't be no time at all. How long does it take to rank for Nike shoes? Well, that's going to take a really long time if you can even rank for it. Okay, so my name is David Hood, and I've made well over $1 million online with SEO. I've been doing SEO for quite some time now, ranked tons of websites, and I'm on a mission to help 10,000 people make their first $1 million online. So the first thing we're going to look at is like Google's rate, sort of just like what does Google typically kind of do, and there's two major areas that we're going to think about right here, and it's link building. It used to be you could, or in other words, otherwise known as off-page SEO, it used to be you could build links and Google would give you credit like within a couple weeks. Now the way they do it, it's probably more accurate to say that the longer a good quality link stays pointing at your website, the more value you're going to get out of it. And so this is going to be an important factor. This is one of the ways that they fight spam. It used to be, when you could load up some information into a tool and it would spam the crap out of your site and send thousands of links overnight, and it would really help you rank. But 3-4 months later, 60, 70, 80% of those links would be taken down because they were on sites that didn't want them. And so Google, one of the ways that Google fights this is they want to see those links stay up for an extended period of time. Also, this prevents, they really don't like people renting links. And so they make it much more expensive to get the value out of a rented link if they're not giving you credit for it right away. For on-page SEO changes, so in terms of like if you change the title of your homepage, let's say you're trying to rank your homepage for something and it's really suboptimal, and then you change it, typically you'll see pretty quick a return on that. That's much more reliable. I would say that can be anywhere from like a couple days to maybe like a month. Typically it's not more than a month unless there's some other factor going on there. But also be aware that Google is a little bit of a trickster, and they like messing with people. They like messing with websites. They feel no obligation to rank you when you are supposed to be ranking. They have parts of their algorithm that randomize things, or that kind of randomly will drop you even if you're doing the right things. And so you really have to be aware that there's not like, it's not like a linear thing here, and that there are going to be times in which Google's going to do really weird stuff, and that's okay. That's part of the process. If you're moving in the right direction, even if your rankings fluctuate, which is natural and definitely will happen, then that doesn't mean you're in a bad situation. Now, if you were ranking on the first page for years and then you fell off the first page, just fell off the map, that's going to be a bad thing. But if you have a brand new site and you start trying to rank it and it's getting some progress, and then boom, it takes a huge step back, that's not usually a bad thing. They're kind of testing you, and they're kind of seeing how you'll respond. The more established your site is, the less likely that is to happen. Okay, so here's what I alluded to before. The keywords that you target matter a whole lot. And this, when I tell you this, this is going to be kind of like a duh thing, which is like some keywords are just so much more competitive. It's like comparing the candle to the sun. And in terms of, if you wanted to rank for dog walker in city with only 20,000 people, okay, that's going to be super easy. You can rank for that in like a month or two. If you're going to talk about like personal injury lawyer, New York City, okay, that's going to be super, super competitive. That's going to take much longer. But then also like national search phrases like I don't know, how to lose weight, or something really broad like that, or something that it falls under, the your money or your life, which is sort of like health related things, so like searching for like how to cure cancer, or how do I get rid of my cancer or something, or how do I invest my money. Google's actually going to make it that much harder to rank for those things. Okay. Is there a maps listing? So if you're like a plumber, you're gonna have maps listings in your search results, and so that's going to change things. Maps are really fickle. Sometimes you can rank pretty quickly with maps, but at the same time, sometimes it takes quite a while. I'd say typically about like 6 months for maps, but I've seen maps make huge jumps in like 30 days, so that's totally possible. For national search phrases, again, it's going to be more difficult, but it depends. Some national search phrases are actually pretty easy because they're so long tail, so very specific. So what keywords are you targeting? Matters a whole lot. If you're targeting orange elephant shoes, size 13 and a half, okay, well, we can rank for that very quickly, right? If you're like I said before, if you're targeting Nike shoes, then that's gonna be really difficult, especially like somebody else's big brand. You're not gonna be able to rank for like Nike, or at least it's not reasonable. I guess it's theoretically possible, but it's not something you would target. So hopefully you can see that just like the massive difference in difficulty there, and so obviously it's gonna take longer. Okay, so where is your website now? This actually matters a whole lot. How old is your website? It doesn't matter a whole lot, except if you have a brand new website. If you have a brand new website, then it can matter a good amount. Google does want to see websites that stay around for a long time, but the difference between like a 3-year-old website and a 10-year-old website typically isn't going to be substantial. How many links do you have? What are the properties of those links? What is the relevance of those links? I don't have on here like, what is your current on-page SEO setup? What's your domain name? What are the titles of your pages? What do you rank for right now? Do you rank for nothing? Or are you looking to see, well, how long I'm number 3? How long will it take me to get to number 2? It's very different than I'm nowhere. I got a brand new site, and how long will it take me to get on the first page? Those are two very different questions. So, where's your website now? What's your plan going forward? Are you going to let's say you have a suboptimal domain name. Domain name is a huge factor. Are you going to change domain names? Are there other on-page SEO changes? Are you going to change your titles? Are you going to de-optimize for something you kind of like to try to optimize for something you really want even more? What's your link building plan? The quantity, the properties, the relevancy, the overall quality of those links. What is your plan there? If you're talking about how long will it take to rank, if I sit around and if I blog random things that are off the top of my head, well, forever, right? How long will it take to rank if I pick an aggressive domain name, I'm really diligent about my on page, and I build a lot of high quality and relevant links with excellent properties aggressively. Well, again, we go back to the previous factors, but you're going to have a much more reasonable timeline there. So I would say, like, my short answer, typically I would say most projects fall into like the 6 to 12 month range. But I'm going to say 3 to 18 months for like my overall, to cover a little bit more wider range of things, 3 to 18 months. And again, this really depends on so many different factors. There's certainly projects that take longer, and I've certainly had projects that happen faster. And the long answer is basically this whole video. So, I hopefully this helps you understand that. I think that part of the problem with this question is that it implies that there's a single answer. And hopefully you can understand now that there's not like a single answer. It's not like it takes 6 months to rank. It's obviously, you can tell it's absurd because just off of one thing, the fact of which keyword are we talking about. If you're talking about ranking for Joe's small town plumbing, and that's going to be very easy to rank for, right? So the really low, like branded searches, you should be able to rank for that almost immediately, because there's no competition, right? And the competition can be dramatically different. Like I said before, the candle and sun difference, and so that's going to be one of the major factors there. what keywords do you target. So hopefully this video was helpful. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe. If you have any questions or if there's something you think I missed, please feel free to leave a comment below. I will respond. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.